Salute, salute, salute. I'm so sick of this word salad that they use all the time when they display when they explaining their dysfunction, and instead of saying what it really is, they just pinpoint certain parts or aspect of a relationship and then just chalk it up to it's both men and women. No, 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 no. See, the caption right here is loving a real man is hard. Women are more comfortable in chaos. So if that's the caption, right? Why can't you just keep it on women, right? If that's the caption, right? No, because watch where she spin it to. Here we go. Let's go.
Than be in a relationship. It is so hard to love a real one than be in a
real
relationship
one
with a fraud. There was a video that TD Jake's daughter made talking about that. And did she lie? She didn't lie, y'all. She ain't lying.
Y'all.
A lot of people do not want to come down off of that high of toxicity and actually be a normal human being when it comes to male and female relationships. A lot of people are traumatized, damaged, and not ready to be in a normal, unhigh, civilized relationship with one another. And it's crazy because a lot of women and a lot of men will not be in a really serious, committed, loving relationship in their lifetime because they will never come down from that toxicity high of selfishness.
Do you see what I mean? A lot of women and a lot of men. What do you mean a lot of men? What are you talking about? I thought this was women are more comfortable in chaos. So why is men a part of this? See, this is that fake holding them accountable. This they're not holding themselves accountable. Even when they throw themselves into dysfunction and say that there's these things that's wrong with them, you just got to throw men in there. You just can't keep it on yourself. You can't keep it on yourself. Let's go.
Selfishness. Like, a lot of people will not be in a fruitful marriage because they do not want to come down from that toxic high of being toxic with someone or being extremely selfish or being a narcissist. Like, a lot of people do not want to come down from that. And if you don't want to come down from it now in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, it's going to get worse.
For y'all.
It's going to get worse.
Y'all.
I know from experience, y'all. When you come across a normal man that is a normal individual, that is looking for marriage, that is a great communicator, and you are toxic, that's going to mess with your brain. That is going to make you run away from him because you think that he's crazy, and he's not. It's you that need to work on yourself.
No. They don't think he's crazy. No, they know that he's not crazy. No, they know that he's not toxic. That's the reason why they don't want to deal with him. In their prime. You see, the reason why, and she just can't say it, the reason why they have an issue with productive black men, because he's not a pookie. He's not a pookie. If he's not out there slinging drugs, holding on Roscoe's, if he's not out there with a bunch of tattoos, rocking a bandana, do-rag, then it's not attractive or appealing to them in their prime.
Remember that short bus kid I told you about?
The only time the productive black man becomes appealing is after she pops up with pookie children from said pookie who's either locked up under the jail or got sent to the upper room for street activities, right? This is what I called the reach back. This is the reason why I, bring the reach back to the table, telling brothers don't accept the reach back because of stuff like this. And instead of her sticking to right here, the caption, she still put the onus on both individuals. No, it's y'all. It's y'all.
Big dummy.
And keep it a buck. Just say what it really is. You don't like him because he's a working man. You see, when it comes to black men, especially when they're productive black men, see, they'll accept Brad if he works at Kinko's, right? They'll accept Brad if he works there, right? They'll accept Brad if he works as a food service somewhere. But you, as a black man, you gotta own fleets of trucks. You gotta own buildings. You gotta, in their prime. But if you're not owning any of this stuff, right? In their prime, we talking about them in their prime. If you're not owning any of this stuff, right? They're not going to deal with you when they're in their prime unless you out there committing crime. They'll deal with you when they're in their 30s, 40s, when they're washed. When they're washed, they got other people's children. They got the pooksters' children, and now they need some help. Just keep it a buck and say that. Keep it a buck and say that, because this ain't it.
I know this from my own personal experience. You come across a normal man or a normal woman, and they're not toxic, and their mindset is not like yours. It's going to make you so uncomfortable that you want to separate from them. But it's something about them that's not like you. But you're too scared. You're too scared to not be drunk.
No, they're not scared.
You're too scared to not be high, so to speak, mentally off of a delusion, to come down to normal reality. And that's how it is with a lot of people who are selfish-minded, who are toxic, who only crave toxic relationships with men who do not want them or want to be with them. Like, those things over time are very damaging to the brain, damaging to the individual. And if you have them characteristics, or you're always coming across the same type of men, and you're a woman, that means you need to work on yourself. You need to do some deconstruction with your mind, with your body. There's issues inside of you to make you be attracted to that or make that come to you. It's an error within yourself, and you have to go get help with that. You have to. Trust me, I used to be that girl.
And you still
I had
are.
to work on myself. I had to.
You still are. Anyway, let me tell you something, black man. Let me tell you the reason why they didn't want to build with you, and why it was so easy for them to get with Pookie. You see, Pookie don't have structure. He don't have boundaries. They're not disciplinarians when it comes to raising a family, right? It's a thankless job when you were building with them, when you wanted to build with them. It was just a thankless job. Even when black men in the past was raising other men's children because, they came later in life and wanted to be under your leadership, even though it really wasn't being under their leadership, but they were pretending that they wanted to be under their leadership in their 30s and 40s when they're washed, right? Black men were taking on situations that didn't belong to them, and it still was a thankless job. They didn't get no thank you. It still was nagging. It still was disrespect. There was no, you got a man that's taking care of children that's not yours. When he comes home, you should be worshiping that man. You should have food. The house should be clean. I don't care if she works also. That's not his children. Those are your children. He came in to help you. But no, instead, he got no pat on the, not even a pat on the back. He got, well, this is what you signed up for. That's all he got. This is what you signed up for. And enough is enough. You decided to party and drink in your 20s. You decided to go out and put a bunch of cake batter on your face. You decided to go out, rock wigs and weaves when brothers been saying for years they didn't like that, they didn't want that. You just basically said you're not going to listen to black men at all, and black men said, all right, cool, we're taking our resources somewhere else. And let me tell you something, right? let me tell you something, right? More and more black men are starting to wake up, right? But we need more. We need more black men to wake up. We do. We need more black men to wake up and keep it moving. We need more black men to wake up and keep it moving. See, brothers that are out there, brothers that get paid, a little more above, average, or, they're doing well, especially brothers in that 6-figure mark, they realize that, yeah, I'm taking my money elsewhere. I'm taking my resources elsewhere. I'm starting to realize it's really those brothers that make average, the average income. Those brothers right there make average income. They're told all the time just that because they make an average income, that they don't deserve submissiveness. They don't deserve any women under their leadership, even though Hector makes less and he doesn't hear that. If Brad is making average salary, he still gets submissive. He still gets to be the leader in this household. You're the only one who are told that if you make an average salary, that you don't deserve any of these things. It's those guys that need to start waking up also and start putting some worth in themselves. But if you make an average salary, right, you should also still be able to get a woman that respects you and that follow your lead. If that's what you brothers that are making average salary still got into your mind that you don't deserve it, you're going to continue to lose. But a lot of brothers who are making a lot more than that, they realize, wait a minute, I got too much going on. I have too much going on. I'm making enough money. I'm making more money. I got enough money to save, got enough money to invest. Those brothers are saying, I'm taking my resources elsewhere. Those brothers are starting to keep it moving. You guys that are making average salary, because I'm starting to realize it's you guys that are staying there, that's still stuck on the plantation with them. You need to wake up. You guys need to wake up. Once y'all wake up, because there's more y'all than brothers that are making 6 figures and better. There's more y'all. Once y'all start doing that, they really done. It's really a wrap for them. But anyway, salute to black men. Peace. Stay in the shadows.
Poor.